Единственный в огне, кто читает свои сны. Поклоняюсь темноте.
I've been a Nickelodeon fan for quite some time. I stumbled upon the Loud House in 2016 and watched the show. I started to love the show, and I was quite cohesive to my television. I bought all the home media and got interested in Nickelodeon itself. Beside other shows, it was enjoyable. The Loud siblings range from Lori, a narcissist who is always there for her younger siblings, shown in No Guts, No Glory, to Lincoln, the only boy and a middle child, lives in stress of his sisters, but in the end has love for them. A DVD arrives at the door. I was watching the local news for Augusta when I found a DVD outside my small, rustic apartment door. I picked up the DVD covered in dust, and it read, The Loud House X. The big X below the title was quite odd, and the handwriting was quite amateurish. I thought this was a prank until I saw the DVD was too well made on the inside from someone in my complex. I picked up the DVD and took it inside. I set the DVD on my table next to my gigantic but comfortable sofa. Days went by, then weeks, then a month. One day my little nephew was over and he asked about the DVD. He was asking, "Uncle Jack, can we watch that DVD together? I love the Loud House so much." I told my nephew, without lying, "Sure, why not? What could go wrong? I mean, it's a kids show DVD, like the good old days." Horror begins. I turned on the TV and opened the DVD case. The disc read, "Welcome to the Loud House, a set of 8 loudtastic episodes." Those words made my nephew smile, and that's all I wanted. I put the disc in and I set it up, and a menu popped up. I clicked for episode selection, and an episode selection screen showed up. My nephew and I started watching the episodes, and each one made us laugh our tails off. Then we finished the 6th episode, and we returned to the episode selection menu. Then it started the highway of horror. The 7th episode had no title, and there was a picture of Mr. Gruesome with a gun to Lily's head. My nephew's jaw dropped to the carpet, and he fainted. I thought it was a hack, so the dumb person I was, I clicked on it. The episode began with a Loud House intro, normal. However, the title card was different. That strange particular title card read, Quiet Gun-y. There was a clown with a gun on the title card too. It had a poor quality cut to Mr. Loud spanking Lily while Miss Loud was driving Vanzilla. Miss Loud began to speak to Mr. Loud. "Why are you doing this? Lily is a little girl. She doesn't deserve to die. She barely had a life to live, Lynn." Mr. Loud replied in anger. "Shut up, Big Mouth. Do you want to die too? They ruined our lives. Why do we have so much when there's abortion, adoption, and birth control?" Miss Loud drove Vanzilla quietly until they reached Mr. Gruese's front lawn. Mr. Loud got out and left Miss Loud with Lily in the car. Mr. Loud asked Mr. Gruesome, "Do you want peace? You can get Lily and her siblings out of the picture." Mr. Gruesome had a devil smile and replied with demonic happiness, "Yes, I'll get my gun, no charge. I can't wait for it to be silence again." Mr. Loud walked over and grabbed Lily. He then handed Lily to Mr. Gruesome, and he began to walk with Mr. Gruesome inside 1216 Franklin Avenue. The two sat Lily on the living room coffee table. Mr. Gruesome put a gun to Lily's head and started singing Rockabye Baby, and pulled the trigger. Lily's head had began to get gore covered, and I was going to throw up. The Loud family is no longer with us, but some are. After Lily was killed, the episode became more horrific. Miss Loud went inside and used the rope swing to hang herself because of Lily's homicide. Lori became aware and told everyone of the 2 deaths. Lori went to the city to get comfort from Bobby, but it ended as Bobby was a secret hitman from Mr. Loud. Lori was walking on a sidewalk and Bobby pushed her into the road, causing a hit-and-run accident. Bobby was arrested and was sentenced to 30 years in prison. Lenny survived all of this and attended college. Later in the episode, it shows Lenny as an adult, recalling the fatalities to live news. Luna started an alcohol addiction and died of drinking too much alcohol at age 19. Juan also lived but gave up comedy and did an additional interview, as well as Lisa, who became an astronaut, Lana, who became a veterinarian, as well as Lucy, who also survived, and Lincoln, who's a gamer. With his kids, he held his only daughter and 5 youngest sons. Lynn had a heart attack after she used epinephrine and died during a basketball game in Juan's arms, as Lola was crossing a crossroad and was hit by a truck. At the end, there was a funeral for the dead Louds, Lily, Rita, Lori, Lynn Jr., and Lola. Mr. Loud and Mr. Gruesome have become serial killers. Aftermath. I have never located nor identified who created this DVD, and I believe the person who made it is local. I have since given the tape to police, but there have been no additional clues. The tape had fingerprints but no matches, ever. Testing on the case of the DVD is a possibility, but is not being disclosed if the PD will do it. My nephew still visits me, but we watch our TV shows on actual TV, not DVDs.